introduce university like the way you apply, you got the details about university, we like to hear more about you, then we start to get to interview. Our interview will take about 15 to 20 minutes. If you like, hear more about you and your CV and your past career.
Well, I'm currently 30 years old. I graduated from ABC University with a degree in mathematics, and I further my studies in XYZ company and obtained my master's in applied mathematics. And after that, I went into the working world, and I have been lecturing for 5 years at 123 University, and after that, I applied for another position in another university and lectured there for another 5 years. And other than that, I have also conducted many seminars and many workshops on time management, stress management, and workshops that help students to be able to reach their full potential as a student while they are in the university.
That's nice. Then I'm going to pass to our finance manager to start the interview and as well as the first.
And I would like to start from asking you, why did you choose teaching as a profession?
The reason I choose teaching as a profession is because I was inspired by my teacher back in primary school. I have no interest in mathematics, and I find it very boring. However, she helped me to look at math questions differently than I normally look at it. When I look at it, I saw it as a numbers, but she helped me to look it differently, and I start to like and enjoy doing math equations. So I would like to be an inspiration to others just like her, and to help students who are just like me when I was young, to enable them to have and to enjoy when they're doing math questions. This is the reason that I want to be a teacher, so that I can be an inspiration.
Can I know what is your teaching style? Like, how does you usually teach your students? Or you have any good ways to teach them?
Well, personally, I emphasize a lot on self-learning. I would encourage my students to go home and self-study and to find out more about the subject by themselves, so that they are able to learn more and more prepared and to come to the lessons. Other than that, I encourage my students to share their opinion, their intellectual opinion and thoughts in lectures and tutorials, so that the other students can benefit from what they've shared. And when collective ideas and information are shared, I believe it will help the students to improve where they are in their assignments and also in their exams.
Can you tell us how you deal with students who are participating in the class, let's say they're talking or using their mobile phones? How do you deal with such kind of situations?
Well, for students who are very disruptive in class, however, I respect them enough for them to behave themselves properly. If they misbehave or they disrupt the class, I will give them a warning so that they will not misbehave. But if they do not comply or they still continue to behave so, I will not hesitate to kick them out of my class, because this will spoil the other students' opportunity to learn, and it's very bad for the learning environment.
Question. Just now you mentioned that you emphasize on self-learning, right? But I believe there are some students where they have difficulties on self-learning. What do you think if there are some students who have problems like that?
Well, I believe self-learning is an attitude, a behavior, and a habit. For most students that I've approached that has problem with self-learning, most of them, they are either haven't practiced it before or they are lazy. So most of the time I'll ask them and I'll engage them and try to motivate them to self-study because it helps them in the long run. Even not just when studying, and it also helps them in the working world. And I will give advice to those that they don't know how to do self-study. I often tell them to ask these 6 questions: what, when, who, how, where, and why. When you ask all these questions, you're able to find out a lot on the subject that you are researching or you want to know about. And I believe this is one of the best methods when you want to find out on something.
This is very interesting method, but how about those students who feel not confident to ask in front of their friends?
Well, for every lecturer, I believe they have their own consultation hours, or they could email me or text me so that I can attend to them more personal, so that they do not feel shy in front of their friends.
I want to ask, as we know, mathematics is quite a complicated subject to learn. Do you have any methods to make this subject to make it more interesting?
Well, I believe that mathematics is not just a question with numbers and equations. I believe it's a journey. When you tend to a question, it's a journey from this end, from the starting point to the finish end. In all journeys, there will be obstacles, and this is how I look at it. To be able to cross the finish line, I have to overcome some obstacles, and I will think on how to approach it and when to approach it. It's just like a problem, so I won't feel bored out when I attempt. And I believe this applies to most students, because some of them just look at a math question as a question with numbers.
Can you describe the time during your lecture and the atmosphere?
Upon entering my lecture or tutorial, you'll find that you will have a very good attendance because I apply this principle where I prefer a peer-to-peer relationship than a teacher-to-student relationship. This actually helps to break down the barrier between the teacher and the student, so that they will not be shy, and they will be more open to interact and to ask questions, so that they are able to clarify their doubts and to be able to do their exams and perform well in their assignments.
Okay, for my question, what do you enjoy the most about this teaching job? Can you tell us?
Well, it definitely will be my students. It's very satisfying and very inspiring when you're able to help a student achieve their full potential and to see them succeed in their life later on. I feel very happy when students come back from after they have graduated and went into the working world. They come back and thank me for what I have taught them, even though I didn't realize that I actually taught them certain principles, certain values that they cherish and practice. So it's very inspiring and it's very satisfying.
And can you give any specific examples?
Well, specific examples, back in 2007, a student came back. He's currently the CEO of Dinara, and he came back and thanked me for helping him to get there. And I feel very grateful, and I feel very happy to have such a student who still remembers, this a mere teacher. So I'm just very grateful.
Can you tell us any difficulties which you have faced during teaching or during your career?
Difficulties that I face, it will definitely be time. Even though teaching, it only you start 8 o'clock and end at 4 o'clock and then 6 o'clock. But most of the time you bring your work home because you care about it. I care very much about my students, so I bring my work home. I prepare for the next lesson, next lecture. And I tend to, if there's students will inquire about their examinations and their assignments. I will attend and reply to them, and this requires a lot of my time and a lot of research on the subjects that I'm going to lecture. So time is definitely a difficulty for me, and as of now, I have not much life, but I enjoy my work very much.
And now I would like to ask about your goals, career goals, 3-5 years.
Well, I would like to further my studies in these 3 years and obtain my PhD. And after that, I would like to engage more in research activities and eventually able to carry out my own research and own experiments in the areas that I'm interested in.
Okay, and how working for this university will help you to gain those and achieve those goals?
I believe that this university has a very large amount of resources and they are able to supply it. And I believe, based on what I've observed when I came to this university, that there's a very large data pool in this university, so it's a very good place to able to conduct your research and to do studies on the in certain areas.
I would like to ask, do you prefer to work alone or in a team?
I definitely prefer work in a team.
Okay. Can you tell me some reasons why you like to work in a team?
First and foremost, I believe that working in a team it's far more better than working alone. When you work in a team, the results that you generate it's far more better in quality, and it's less taxing on the individual, and you can do a lot of projects in a short amount of time. So I believe that when more minds come together, there will be more ideas and creativity will start flowing. So basically the projects and the jobs done will be far more better in quality.
How about when the team which you assigned to is not active, members not active?
If they are not active, I would engage them personally and to find out why they are not active and they are not participating actively in the project. And I would try to motivate them and show them the things that we can generate and we can do when we work as a team, and help them and hopefully motivate them to participate more and contribute more.
Yeah, can you just tell us how do you deal with some students who are not performing and trying their best, trying to help them and still their progress is something?
I believe that you can only help people when they are willing to help themselves. If the student is not willing to help he or herself, and I believe that nothing can be done. If I tried my best helping a student and he does not feel that he should improve or she should improve in his studies, then I believe that it's better for him to choose another field and another subject that's interested, or maybe just go into working, or maybe that's what he enjoys. If he does not want to help himself, there's nothing I can do about it.
And I have a question about your working environment. Do you have any specific motivation?
Working in a team?
Yeah.
Well, working in a team, all my life, when I was studying, when I was doing my degree and masters and even lecturing, the assignments, the projects, and the workshops that I conducted, they're all done in a team. And that is my proof and qualifications, because when you plan a project, based on one person's mind, you cannot cover all the aspects of a project. So it's definitely better and it's more efficient if you're doing a team. And the results will often be better, and the event will be much more successful when you handle it using a team.
I think that's all. Do you have any questions or any queries?
Well, there are a few questions that I would like to ask. First of all, will be the students here. I would like to know how they behave, what do they normally do, what are their behavior, and how's your study, how's the culture in this university?
We have a very diverse university from almost all around the world, and they have different cultures, but what they have all in common is they know what they want, they have clear goals, what they want to achieve in their lives, and they all very techno-savvy. And after that, I want to ask some more questions because we're trying to go forward e-learning, and I would like to ask you, do you use IT in your studies?
Yes, I do. I do believe IT is a very good tool, and I do believe IT should be incorporated into teaching, and I believe IT can help students in learning and as well as teachers in conducting their lessons. If IT got incorporated into teaching, I believe that you can teach in many ways, and this will give birth to a lot of different teaching styles. For example, relevant videos and graphic illustrations can be inserted and added into the lecture or the tutorials to help the students to understand certain math theories that words are not efficient enough to understand. Some theories are very hard and you just look at the words, but it doesn't make sense, and if it's being graphically illustrated, you'll be able to understand more because you can see the whole picture, the big picture, so that you'll be able to understand. And online lectures, online quizzes, online debates, these are the few ways that IT can be incorporated into teaching.
Thank you. You have questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask, what are my career pathway in this university if I'm able to get the position?
Okay. For this career pathway, at the beginning, we will have a brief orientation to our new lecturers and new staff about our university. Then we will conduct a personal reflection program to develop our lecturers and to help them to understand their behavior patterns. And we will focus more on personal goals achievement. And then we will keep tracking with our lecturers because we might provide further study, depends on their personal needs. Then also trainings to improve their skills like public teaching skills, IT skill, communication skill, and many more. Then after that, whichever trainings or programs that lecturers have attended, then they will need to write a report back to us to tell us what about their learning progress. Then they will need to achieve on higher level of teaching. Yeah, this is probably about that. If I answer your question.
Yes, that's very informative, and thank you very much for answering my question. And I would like to know about, besides just teaching and helping students here to achieve their potential and help them learn, to teach them, and to be able to help them to get where they are, how do teachers contribute in this university? What do they do besides teaching?
Like our lecturers here, they have the opportunity to contribute in different parts of